Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Diesel Mercedes YouTube channel. Here you can see my 2008 S550. I bought her 2 weeks ago. She has incredible high miles on the odometer, 199,000 miles. I'm not making it up, you can see it yourself right here. And when I bought her, I saw this sticker for engine oil change, which means I have still approximately 3,000 miles left to the next oil change. Of course, naturally, I don't trust these stickers. And also you have to consider the high mileage and age of the engine. This is hard to do with. One hand, I like to raise the hood, pulling on this and not on this plastic. So here is the dipstick. So I pull the dipstick out to check the oil. And I'm assuming you will agree with me when I present you with the color. This is heavily contaminated. When you work with the used oil, please wear the gloves and use the eye protection. I just wanted to show you the color on my fingers, but I immediately washed myself. This is what I meant with opening the hood. So you pull here, but I don't like to lift it here. I just grab that metal right here and don't stress this part out. Oh yeah, she's releasing the pressure. Did you hear that? She's so funny. Many times I close the door and now I'm walking away from her. She will make all kinds of air suspension or air pressure noises. She's pretty funny. Before lifting her up, I'll always love to crack open that filler cap and let it loosely sit there, and I pull the dipstick at least this way so there's no vacuum created when the engine oil is draining out of the oil pan. I want to be able to see the condition of that engine oil after only 2,000 miles, so I will not use the caddy direct. I will catch it in this clean pan. If you come from the front of the vehicle, this is where the engine oil pan is located, and this is where our oil pan drain plug is located. If you are going to do this yourself, get ready big catching oil pan, because this engine, when you do change engine oil and a filter, is basically using 9 US quarts. In typical German manner, if you look your owner's manual, it says 8.98 US quarts. To crack open that drain plug, I need a 13mm socket and this ratchet. As we discussed before, if you do it yourself, wear gloves, eye protection, and ideally you do this when the engine oil is hot, because that's the best way to drain it. So be careful you don't burn yourself. And as we said, be ready for a lot of engine oil coming out. 9 quarts is a lot. And here you can see it's actually nicely cooperating. No spills. I really quickly removed my gloves, grabbed the camera to show you how it's coming out so you can see it. I had that engine oil hot, so to get most of it out, I will now wait. I will not rush this. I have a time for it, so I will let it drain at least 30 minutes. Meanwhile, you can see my newly installed lower control arms on both sides. That improves the ride so much. Before I had to listen that horrible noises. Now the drive is absolutely quiet, double pane windows. It's a luxury. It's coming back to luxury experience while I'm driving. That procedure was filmed on this channel. And look how much oil is still coming out. This is, guys, 5 minutes later. And it's still running strong. It might be thin stream, but it's running. And this is 5 minutes later. Imagine if you give it to those fast oil changes places. They will be not standing around. They already have it closed. The vehicle is already down on the floor and they are changing filter right now probably. So if you do it yourself, you definitely can drain way more than the fast oil place does. Look at this. This is at least like 45 minutes later and it's still dripping actively. So here is my drain bolt with a new crash washer, aluminum one. I like those because they seal the area the best. So I will just hand insert it in all the way. And then I will torque it. I don't use torque wrench, but for those who want to have it perfect, this will be, regarding Mercedes-Benz, 30 Newton meters. I just feel it. I did it so many times in my life. I don't use the torque wrench anymore. Obviously, if you don't have torque wrench, be careful and don't pull on it too hard because you can damage the engine oil pan. And here we can together finally look at the quality of that engine oil. This is what came of the drain plug and washer, just sitting here in this magnet. And here is this actual oil. Will you not say that if it was your vehicle and you expected some good lifetime out of it, you will not also change it? Look at it. It's definitely contaminated, and that was only after 2,000 miles. And that means and confirms that that engine has a high mileage, 200,000 miles, and that means for me, I will not follow the 10,000 miles when it was brand new oil changes. I will not follow 5,000 mile oil change, which I'm assuming they did the sticker, windshield sticker for. I will go down for myself for 3,000 miles, and I will check it probably after 1,000, because this is great way how to flush the stuff out of the engine. Also, these oil changes are way cheaper than replacing the engine. Now, where is our engine oil filter located? It's hiding, but just a little bit. It's underneath this cover right here. So the next step, very simple. You just raise up this part, lift it up, and voila, here is our engine oil filter housing. If you own German vehicles, I highly recommend you to invest in one of these tools, which will nicely grab this plastic housing. You definitely please don't use any channel lock pliers or something like that. You will just completely mess it up. It will look horrible, and it's not the right way to deal with it. So, ratchet extension, and let's see if this will help me to crack it loose. Sure enough, it needed that crack. You probably heard it, hopefully. And then, just very easy, even using the hands, I will be able to unscrew it to prevent making mess in my beautiful engine bay. I have here the kitchen pan, little plastic pan, and shop towel. As you can see, I'm unscrewing this and carefully let it drain inside. After that I can quickly move it here in the pan. And I stopped immediately because I just found some pretty bad news. I have looked inside of that housing and this is no good. I don't see it very often, or more I should say never. Do you see these particles? That black stuff sitting on the side? This is what filter was catching. And this is what is inside of the engine. So that indicates the engine oil changes weren't done periodically. The people were not taking care of it. And the fact we are doing it today, it's extremely important. We will also see the junk inside of that filter, which did very good job catching it. And I know it's not good, but I will try to be optimistic and look at it as a good news. This is why this is definitely not metal shavings. These are not metal shavings, which could be probably catastrophic. So that's fantastic. It's basically engine sludge, and it was caught with this filter. That means everything worked perfectly. The filter did a really good job and caught all that junk. Here I got a brand new filter, which will be kept busy the moment we will start the engine. This will be kept busy catching all that junk. And it comes with a new gaskets. I don't think I can use all of them. There are so many. I'm looking here on the housing. I see one big one right here. The red will make it nicely visible for the video. Oh, this dislocated itself, but I don't see any other gaskets on it except these three. So, can you see everything? I'm sorry, I was a little bit off. I have to look at the monitor more. So, we have these ones. It will be nice visible for you because the red color. This is just aftermarket filter. You can buy so many everywhere. And this is the main large one. Always pay attention where it goes. You don't want to put it in the wrong groove. So I will put these parts back together. Does it make any sense? Looking inside, how it's supposed to snap. Here we go. Very simple. It's right there inside. Here is new filter. That's a symmetrical. It doesn't matter what way you put it on. I cleaned inside of this housing as good as I could. Before I install it, it's always a good idea to put a little bit of fresh oil on these O-rings. This is a large item to grab, so it's very easy to create 25 Newton meters just by your hands. Many times we find these over torqued, and then this is made of plastic, so that we are risking breaking this into pieces, and there's no need for it, because that red O-ring which I just lubricated, that's the item which will keep it sealed. It's not how much you yank on this, it's the work of that O-ring which is lubricated, correctly installed, it's not pinched, and this I guarantee you it will not leak. So now we have to add that engine oil. This is that cap I have removed, so I will clean up around here. And I did set up the lights, and I will be actually able to show you what we saw caught in that filter. Look right here. Do you see all that burnt oil? Oh yeah, it's create all these shiny points, but this is what is all over inside of the engine, and the filter was successfully catching it. I really don't like mess, so I use funnels. I never worked on this M273. Never did the oil change on it before, and look what I have discovered. My Toyota screw-on filter, if I just will hold it there, funnel, my Toyota funnel will actually perfectly guide that oil inside. Now, what oil to use in this engine? If you will go to the Mercedes-Benz dealer, they will put 5W40, at least here in California in the warm climate. Now, how much? We set the manual directed me to German funny number 8.98. So we can totally round it to the 9 US quarts, correct? Now, I will use this dipstick to explain something. If you look in the manual between the low mark and high mark, in this engine, M273, there is 2.1 US quarts. So I will be not pouring 9 quarts in it. Absolutely no way. I had a pain with very slightly overfilling Sprinter, and I had immediately warning light that the oil level is too high. So we know this is the range is 2.1. The max fill is 9. If I pour 8, I should be right in the middle between these. I will start 8, and I bet you it will be actually closer to the top anyway. So I can put this baby back. It's perfectly clean and dry. And now I will bring my oil and pour without any worry that I will overfill it 8 quarts of full synthetic 5W40. I was surprised to discover this engine takes so much oil. As I admitted in front of you guys, I'm new this. I had endless amount of Mercedes-Benz, but not so new. I never owned any vehicle with this 5.5 liter, 382 horsepower monster, naturally aspirated monster. This is, for example, Toyota screw-on funnel. If there is the same funnel for Mercedes, let me know in the comments. I will gladly buy it, because as you can see, this engine is full of sludge and will need very frequent engine oil changes, at least for a while. I got 8 US quarts in, so let's close her. This will help to circulate that engine oil. As I said, for a minute or two. After that, you just let it sit on a level ground for at least 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I will get rid of this. I think it was sitting for at least 10 minutes. So let's see where we are on the dipstick. To measure correctly, yep, it's 2/3 up. If you want to do it perfectly, you wipe it off first, clear. It will be the same, but whatever. You dry it, put it all the way in, and pull it out. I'm not sure if you can see it, because it's hard to see. It's absolutely brand new, clear, full synthetic 5W40. But it's somewhere right here, so it's like between the minimum and maximum. I will say 2/3. I can either put a tiny bit more, which will be not even half quart, or I will just run it like this. And thinking about what I found inside, I will probably change it again after 500 miles. And let me know if you did own or you own M273. Let me know if you find a sludge in yours, or this is just a fluke and it means it had very, very bad maintenance in the past. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please give a thumb up. Stay tuned. I will actually be dealing today with that entire infotainment system loop, fiber optic loop. I hope I can diagnose it today and have it fixed. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!